Hey, Shalom. I'd like to give all praises, glory, and honors to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Akakwadash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace, salutation, and blessings to the elect who firmly believe on Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. Now, the title of this lesson is going to be inspired by the scripture, Colossians 3 and 2. Set your affection on things above. Set your affection on things above, right? Now I have the Merriam-Webster dictionary, online dictionary right here, and I decided to look up the word affection, right? And it says a feeling of liking and caring for someone or something, tender attachment, a moderate feeling or emotion, a bodily condition. The feeling aspect as in pleasure of consciousness, the action of affecting, the state of being affected, right? But the definition I want to focus on is the first one. A feeling of liking and caring for someone or something, right? So, matter of fact, let's get into the scripture real quick. This is the book of Colossians, chapter 3. I'm going to start at verse 1. It says, if ye then be risen with Yahushua HaMashiach, seek those things which are above, where Yahushua HaMashiach sitteth on the right hand of the Heavenly Father. Because, we have the hope for elect. We've been risen with Yahushua, for the simple fact that we have this knowledge, for the simple fact that we have this wisdom and understanding. We have been risen with Yahushua, because, we were dead once upon a time spiritually. Like the scriptures say, he that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead. So we've been, resurrected spiritually, and all praises Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua for that, because only the Lord, can unlock our understanding to receive the word. You can't just think, you could get this word on your own, and real quick, let me prove that. This is the book of Luke, chapter 24, verse 44. And he said unto them, these are the words which I spake unto you while I was yet with you, that all things must be fulfilled which were written in the law of Moses, and in the prophets, and in the Psalms concerning me. Then opened he their understanding, that they might understand the scriptures. Who opened their understanding? Yahushua. Why? Because Yahweh gave Yahushua the elect, So you can't just think, you just gonna fall into this word and, get right with this word. No, the Lord has to choose you. Because you got a lot of people out there who agree, with the things that we say, that believe in what we say, but the Lord didn't choose them. The Lord didn't allow them to cross over to a camp. The Lord didn't allow them to put on a garment and teach. Yet they still agree with what we're saying. What we're saying makes sense because it's the truth. But the Lord don't have to commit himself unto those people. That's the fear we gotta have, man. You know. But the elect are going to do the things that the elect would do. That's a clear indication, of who the elect may be, and that's something that you got to feel within yourself, It says, if ye then be risen with Yahushua, seek those things which are above, so what do we have to seek that's above? Essentially this word. That's the only thing that's above that we have, within this faith, man. Is this truth? Is this word? Is this information? The brotherhood, the potential elect. That those are the only things that should be sought after. It says, where Yahushua sitteth on the right hand of the Heavenly Father. It says, set your affection on things above, not on things on the earth, man. So going back to, the definition of affection, it says a feeling of liking and caring for someone or something, tender attachment. And it says, this in the form of a sentence, she had a deep affection for her parents. She cared for her parents a lot. And a lot of times, how do you showcase that you like and you care for somebody? In the form of an action. You may buy them things that they ask for. You may do things that they ask you to do, that they require for you to do. They may be sick and you may be taking care of them. You showing that affection. You showing that care. You showing that like, you know. And it's and it says, and not on things on earth. What's on earth? You know, money, women, you know, the pleasures, of this life, all alluding to the flesh. You know, don't get me wrong, you can engage in some of those things, as a form of balance, but you're not supposed to set your affection upon it. You're not supposed to care, for it, in the sense of you're putting it over the truth. You're putting it over the word. You're choosing the flesh over the spirit. That's not something that is conducive to our salvation, you know? And first and foremost, hey man, the woman is the biggest demon. The woman is the biggest demon that can potentially reel you out of the faith. That money and women, present day. That's what, in my opinion, in my opinion, money and women. And one thing with the women, hey man, I've been saying this for years, you know, and don't get it twisted. Sometimes it's easier said than done. You know what I'm saying? Because the woman is our glory. That's what we glory after. The Lord give us something that's of our type. Sometimes you can find yourself getting wrapped up. You know what I'm saying? But, a gem that I've always, moved according to, since a youngin', you know what I mean, was whoever cares most in a relationship loses. You know what I'm saying? When dealing with a woman, whoever cares most loses. You look, as a man, period, you know what I'm saying, but more so as a man of the Lord, of course you deal with your woman according to wisdom, you know what I'm saying, but in order to protect your heart, you know what I'm saying, because, hey, look, the first time I got my heart broke, I was 10 years old, man. So a lot of things I learned pretty early, you know what I'm saying, as far as dealing with these women. But, you know, you, but when you come into this faith, we learn to deal with them more so according to, wisdom and things like that. But the, 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 the motto don't change, man, because these women are going to be more into you than you are into them, the less you care. And that's a fact. That's a fact. Once you start being vulnerable with them, once you start showing them that tender love and care and that affection, you become, what's the word I want to say? You become figured out, you know? She feels as though she got you figured out, she got you wrapped around her thumb or her finger, so to speak, and then you're going to become what? Uninteresting. And then it's on to the next. That's the mindset of these women. So honestly, the more, you treat a woman like shit, the more you treat a woman like shit, the more she gonna be into you. I'm being honest, and as a testimony, just to put it out there as an example. I'm not saying that it was right, it was just sometimes the women will piss you off. I'm gonna be honest, there's a moment in time where, kicked the woman out the car. You know what I'm saying? She's pissing me off. I kicked her out of my car. You know what I'm saying? On the way of dropping her off home, I kicked her out of my car. You know? And I thought that situation was over and done with. You know what I'm saying? And she ended up taking an Uber home or whatever the case may be. But it that's what one would consider, an asshole move in that particular moment, And after that situation happened, she she said she was back in my apartment, even after that, you know? And we was just having a conversation. I was having a conversation with her, and then she was just basically saying she don't like pushovers. I'm like, "Oh, you don't like pushovers, right? Oh, so you don't like men that you can have your way with, so to speak?" She's like, "No." I'm like, "Oh, so you like assholes, huh?" She's like, "I like you, don't I?" And I'm just looking at this woman like, yo, these are how these women are. They love the assholes. They love the bad guys, so to speak. Like they say, nice guys finish last. So, but of course we're men of understanding. We're not going to just treat a woman like shit, and things of that nature. But what I'm saying is, the point is, care less. Show less affection. Be mysterious. Don't open up to her. You could give it a rod of correction, Spend a little time with her when you got the leisure. You know what I'm saying? But don't let that woman feel like she knows you. Don't even talk about the truth. My suggestion to brothers, don't even talk about the truth to these women. Now, it may get to a point if she around and everything like that, you give her a little something to what you believe in. But when it comes to like teaching and all of that, I recommend don't do it. You know what I'm saying? Because this truth is our power. You know, and what happened when Samson, matter of fact, let's get that. You know, because, Samson set his affection on things on the earth when it came to Delilah, right? Let's get into that real quick. Let me see, now it's going into the women, right? Spirit. Was that Judges 16? If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, this is Judges 16. Let me start at let's start at the top. It says, Then went Samson to Gaza, and saw there an harlot, and went in unto her. And it was told the Gazites, saying, Samson is come hither. And they compassed him in, and laid wait for him all night in the gate of the city, and were quiet all the night, saying, In the morning, when it is day, we shall kill him. So Samson, they want to kill Samson, man. So they was laying wait, on Samson. And that goes to show there's nothing new under the sun. When you're an important figure or a threat, expect to be laid on, and expect the woman to be used as a vessel to be laid upon. So that's why, it's best, that you don't even deal with a woman. You know what I'm saying? Because your woman could be compromised, man. Because they sought out to kill Samson, right? It says, And Samson lay till midnight, and arose at midnight, and took the doors of the gate of the city and the 2 posts, and went away with them, bar and all, and put them upon his shoulders, and carried them up to the top of an hill that is before Hebron. And it came to pass afterward that he loved a woman in the valley of Sorek, whose name was Delilah. He loved a woman in the valley. You know what I'm saying? So, what? Samson had his affection upon this woman. He liked her. He cared for her, And I'm not saying you're not supposed to love your woman. I'm not saying that. But you got to deal with these women, according to knowledge and wisdom. Learn from our forefathers. Like the scriptures say, what's that in Romans 15:4? For the things aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience of the scriptures, through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. We got to learn, from our forefathers, whose name was Delilah. It says, And the lords of the Philistines came up unto her, and said unto her, Entice him, and see wherein his great strength lieth, and by what means we prevail against him, that we may bind him to afflict him, and we will give thee every one of us 1,100 pieces of silver. So, hey, man, they've been using the woman to set up people since the ancient world, man. It's nothing new under the sun. It's nothing new under the sun. Get a pretty little thing. They're going to try to send her your way and make it look natural, And it's like, sometimes you could just wade through the spirit like, look, I don't want it if it's that easy. You know what I'm saying? That's the concept in the motto you got to live by, man. I don't want it if it's that easy, because that's going to be Satan, man. That's going to be Satan. If it easy come, easy go. Because that's Satan, because once Satan, fulfills his mission upon you, guess what he's going to do? He's going to hop off that woman and he's out of there. Then you left with a broken heart. Then you left being in the enemy's possession, or wherever the case may be, or even worse, taken out. So that's why we got to deal with these women spiritually, man. We got to deal with these women with knowledge and understanding. And it all starts with not setting our affection upon them. We got to set our affection upon Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, because that's who said delivering us from this captivity, man, is Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. So they were going to set Samson up, right? It says verse 6. And Delilah said to Samson, Tell me, I pray thee, wherein thy great strength lieth, wherewith thou mightest be bound to afflict thee. And Samson said unto her, If they bind me, matter of fact, let's read it again, man. Let's read this verse 6 again. It says, And Delilah said to Samson, Tell me, I pray thee. So look, she's begging at this point. She's begging. You know, she needs this information. She want those 1,100 pieces of silver. She want that bag, man. You know, and modern women today, they want that money so they could go shopping, so they could go on vacation, so they could spend it on the next bozo. You know, at your expense. You know, in the event of your expense, in the event of your demise. You know, the modern woman want to ball out in the event of your demise or just to save her life. So she says, "Tell me, I pray thee, wherein thy great strength lieth, and wherewith thou mightest be bound to afflict thee." You know, so she wants to know where his strength is, you know, and wherewith thou mightest be bound to afflict thee. You know what I'm saying? Like, how can one afflict thee? You know, like that's like a woman today asking, "Hey, what's your weakness?" You know, or a woman that may be a little smarter. Guess what she's going to do? She's going to do things to see what your weakness is. You know, she might say, just to test you out, or just to see if you even care. "Oh, I'm about to go out with my friend Josh," or whatever. Now, we know that's wicked, you know, but now if you react and if you show emotion to that shit, she gonna be like, "Oh yeah, nah, he cares. I can use this. I'm not even going out with Josh. I'm actually going out with Samantha, but I know he cares about me." You know, you got to keep it play out all times. You know, easier said than done. You know what I'm saying? And it's even harder to when you're dealing with a beautiful woman. You know, when a real beautiful woman, you know what I'm saying? The Lord can send us scallywags all the time. It's easy not to care about them. But when the Lord put a beautiful woman, he bless you with one of them. You know what I mean? You got to treat the baddest chick like the average chick. I'm going to say it again. You got to treat the baddest chick like an average chick. You have to. If you want to protect your sanity, you know, if you want to keep, you know, teaching this word in peace, you know, or even if you want to still pop the woman, you know, so care less, right? You got to care less. So, you know, these women, they're going to try and do things to see what your weakness is, you know? So never show emotion, brothers. Those are demons. That's Satan. You know what I'm saying? We can have them, but we just can't showcase them, right? It says, and that's going to fuck her head up, and that's going to make her want you even more, right? Verse 7, and Samson said unto her, "If they bind me with 7 green withs and were never dried, then shall I be weak and be as another man." So he's giving up the play. You know, Samson's giving it. Why? Because he loves her. Why? Because he cares about her. You know, she was probably kissing on. We extrapolate, not adding to the scriptures. She was probably kissing on him. You know, rubbing on his chest. You know, begging him like, what would it take? You know, to make you weak. And he gave it up. You know, he didn't give it all up just yet. But you know, he's telling her, right? He talking about he'll be as another man. So in today's, like, that's why you don't want to teach this woman this truth, because she's going to try to use this truth against you. You know, call herself trying to quote scriptures, and she ain't even got the understanding. Or when all hell breaks loose and you get brought before the magistrates, you know, everything that you were talking to her, telling her in, you know, confidence and faith, she go over there telling the feds, you know, attempting to furthermore incriminate you. You know, betrayal must come. It's going to come from who you once called brothers, and it's going to come from your own family. It says, reading on, then the lords of the Philistines brought up to her 7 green withs, which had not been dried, and she bound him with them. Now there were men lying in wait, abiding with her in the chamber. And she said unto him, the Philistines be upon thee, Samson. And he brake the withs, and as a thread of tow is broken when it touches the fire, so his strength was not known. You know, and you know, this dude, I was watching this dude, and I was listening to him. You know, he's a man, you know, with some money on him. He got some attention from some females, and his thing is like he's like paranoid when he deals with women. So it's like when he goes to their crib, he checks all closets. He said he checks all the closets and all doors and within her apartment. You know what I'm saying? And just to see if she's setting him up. You know, that's his mindset. You know, he's moving in paranoia. You know what I mean, nigga, in the world. You know, but look, it's all scriptural. It happens. It can happen. You know, it says, and Delilah said unto Samson, behold, thou hast mocked me, and told me lies. Now tell me, I pray thee, wherewith thou mightest be bound. So he fronted on her. He fronted on her. You know what I'm saying? Because she tested it to see if it were true. So he fronted on her, right? And then verse 11, and he said unto her, if they bind me fast with new ropes that never were occupied, then shall I be weak and be as another man. So she's breaking them down at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like less is more. Like all you got to do is say less, or not. Don't even say nothing at all. I mean, when a woman is asking you things just to see what your weakness is, or doing things, you can't show no emotions, right? You can't show nothing, man. I'm telling you, you cannot show no emotions. Don't tell them shit. You know what I'm saying? Keep her wondering. You know what I'm saying? Keep her wondering, right? It says, verse 12, Delilah therefore took new ropes and bound him therewith and said unto him, the Philistines be upon thee, Samson, and there were liars in wait abiding in the chamber, and be break them from off his arms like a thread. And Delilah said unto Samson, hitherto thou hast mocked me and told me lies. Tell me wherewith thou mightest be bound. Like, and at that point, when a woman want to really know, like, how to take you down, like how to bound you, you should already know she's trying to line you. You know what I'm saying? That's the term that we use out here on the East, out here in Jersey. If a chick trying to line you up, that's a setup. It's a setup. It's a setup. So look, if any woman is asking anything remotely close to that, man, kick her out. Cut her off, right? And then it says, tell me wherewith thou mightest be bound. And he said unto her, if thou weavest the 7 locks of my head with the web. And she fastened it with the pin, and said unto him, the Philistines be upon thee, Samson. And he awake out of his sleep, and went away with the pin of the beam, and went the web. And she said unto him, how canst thou say I love thee, with thine heart is not with me? So now she playing victim. Now she using manipulation, right? And it be the pretty ones, man. It be the pretty ones trying to do it. You know what I mean? All in all, surely no emotion. Care less. Right? Thou hast mocked me these 3 times, and has not told me wherein thy great strength lieth. And it came to pass when she pressed him daily. So this wasn't just a one-time thing. She pressed him daily. You know what I mean? I would have been kicked out. I would have been told to shut the fuck up, kicked out, or whatever the case may be. Or just hit her with the rod of correction and just continue to ignore her. Whatever it was, I'm not telling you my strength. You know what I'm saying? But, applying it to the modern day, you don't want to tell these women of the truth, man. Because that's our strength. This truth is what gives us leverage over everybody. Your woman, your job, America, the feds, everything. The fact that we have this truth gives us leverage, man. It's a blessing. Why give it away? It says, and it came to pass when she pressed him daily with her words and urged him, so that his soul was vexed unto death, so it was a nuisance, that he told her all his heart. See that? He told her all his what? His mind. Don't tell these women your mind, man. Don't tell them. It said unto her, there have not come a razor upon my head, for I have been a Nazarite unto God. See? From my mother's womb. So he had an oath. His oath was to, Yahweh, being a Nazarite, to where he can't even put a razor to his head. That's where the strength is. What's our oath to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua? Teaching his word. Teaching his word. So it says, if I be shaven, then my strength will go from me, and I shall become weak and be like any other man. So what happens with us? If we fall out of this faith, if we stop teaching, if we stop doing what the Lord requires us to do, we're going to become weak, and we're going to be like the average 2/3. So these women will attempt to do things to, if Satan's on her, or she's an agent of Satan or the feds, she's going to do things while you're teaching her. She's going to attempt you to do things that goes against what you believe in. You know what I'm saying? You see how that works? Now you see how that applies, modern day. You see how that applies to this truth. This is how we got to move, brothers. You know what I'm saying? This is how we got to move, man. Because look, as the closer we get, guess what? Lord may, as a test, the Lord may send you a beautiful woman. You know what I mean? The Lord may send you a beautiful woman. And You know, see how you handle it. You know what I mean? See how you handle it. But, you know, the scriptures are here for a reason. You know, the scriptures are here for a reason, you know. So the bottom line, you know, don't tell them shit. You know what I'm saying? Don't tell them shit. Play on their emotions. Don't let them play on our emotions. We can't let them play on our emotions. Play on their emotions. You know what I'm saying? Care less. And just give them the rod of correction, man. That's it. You know? And just wait for the kingdom. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know, and that's if you're burning. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have the desire to be with no woman, hey man, just keep teaching the word, you know? It says, verse 18, and when Delilah saw that he had told her all his heart, she sent and called for the lords of the Philistines, saying, come up this once. Because she noticed that was the truth. That was it. The Philistines saying, come up this once, for he hath showed me all his heart. Then the lords of the Philistines came up unto her, and brought money in their hand. And she made him sleep upon her knees. And she called for a man, and she caused him to shave off the 7 locks of his head. And then she began to afflict him, and his strength went from him. And she said, the Philistines be upon thee, Samson. And he awoke out of his sleep, and said, I will go out as other times before, and shake myself. And he wist not that Yahweh was departed from him. But the Philistines took him and put out his eyes, you know, they blinded him, and brought him down to Gaza, and bound him with fetters of brass, and he did grind in the prison house. Howbeit the hair of his head began to grow again after he was shaven. Then the lords of the Philistines gathered them together for to offer a great sacrifice unto Dagon their God, and to rejoice, for they said, our God have delivered. You see it's in lowercase g too, right? Because they God hold no weight, man. Our God have delivered Samson, our enemy, into our hand. And when the people saw him, they praised their God, for they said, our God have delivered into our hands our enemy, and the destroyer of our country, which slew many of us. And we're slowing many of them spiritually. You know, so you don't think they're going to attempt to come after us, man? Huh? Using Satan's devices. That's why we got to be circumspect. And it came to pass when their hearts were merry, that they said, call for Samson, that he make us sport. And they called for Samson out of the prison house, and he made them sport, and they set him between the pillars. And Samson said unto the lad, and held him by the hand, suffer me that I may feel the pillars whereupon the house standeth, that I may lean upon them, you know, because he didn't have his eyesight, you know. It says, now the house was full of men and women, and the lords of the Philistines were there, and there were upon the roof about 3,000 men and women that beheld while Samson made sport. And Samson called unto Yahweh and said, O Lord power, remember me, I pray thee, and strengthen me, I pray thee, only this once. O Yahweh, that I may be at once avenged of the Philistines for my 2 eyes. And Samson took hold of the 2 middle pillars upon which the house stood, and on which it had borne up, of the one with his right hand, and of the other was his left. And Samson said, let me die with the Philistines. And he bowed himself with all his might, and the house fell upon the lords, and upon all the people that were therein. So the dead which he slew at his death were more than they which he slew in his life. Dang, that's power. You know, and the Lord avenged him, you know, even though he went out in the process. It says, then his brethren and all of the house of his father came down and took him and brought him up and buried him between Zorah and Eshtathol, in the burying places of Manoah his father, and he judged Israel 20 years. You know, so the Lord didn't let him go out bad by himself. The Lord allowed him to take out everybody up in that mud. You know, and guess what? That woman got away scot-free. Delilah. She out here somewhere. She out here somewhere trying to afflict a brother. You know what I'm saying? You know, so, you know, that's why we can't set our affections on things on earth, which is that woman. Also money, you know, because money will destroy you too, man. Yes, it's a defense, but we can't set our heart upon that shit. You know, we can't set our heart upon that shit. You know, real quick, what's that? Sirach 30:1. 31:1. Yeah, Sirach 31:1. It says, watching for riches consumeth the flesh, and the care and the affection thereof driveth away sleep. So, you know, when you focus on the dollar, guess what? You're not going to have any energy. You're going to be depleted. You know, you're not going to have any energy for this truth, for this word. You know, you're not. You know, so why set our affection upon it? You know, it says, watching care will not let a man slumber, as a sore disease breaketh sleep. The rich have great labor in gathering riches together, and when he resteth, he is filled with his delicates. The poor laboreth in his poor state, and when he leaveth off, he is still needy. He that loveth gold shall not be justified. So the Lord's not going to be able to justify you if you just focused on the money. He's not going to be able to justify you. What are we justified by? Faith. The law is not going to even justify us. Faith is what's going to justify us. So it says, he that loveth gold shall not be justified, and he that followeth corruption shall have enough thereof. Gold has been the ruin of many, and the destruction was present. So this is why we're not supposed to set our affections upon things on earth. Labor not for the meat that perisheth. No man can serve two masters. He will hate one and love the other. All of these scriptures come to mind. But I'll tell you one thing, as long as we focus on this truth, the Lord knows what we need. Everything that we need and some of our wants and desires, the Lord will, accommodate us with them. But it's all about putting his word first above anything. Your family, your kids, your woman, your parents, anything. If you can't do that, you're not worthy to be his disciple. So it says, gold has been the ruin of many, and the destruction was present. Look at the Mike Tysons of the world, the MC Hammers of the world. A lot of these women exploiting. Hey, look at the Nas and Khalees situation. It's just so many examples out there. It is a stumbling, like they got that term, you wasn't with me shooting in the gym. When Kobe Bryant and his woman was going through their turmoil. Here it is, she wants everything, but she wasn't with you through the grind to acquire it. It says, gold has been the ruin of many, and the destruction was present. It is a stumbling block unto them that sacrifice unto it. So you got a lot of people that sacrifice their loved ones just for some money. But that's their stumbling block. It says, and every fool shall be taken therewith. Blessed is the rich that is found without blemish, and have not gone after gold. Who is he? And we will call him blessed, for wonderful things hath he done among his people. So I'm pretty much end it off right there. Set our affections of things above, not on earth, not on the things on earth. And, my opinion, money and women are the two things that can will you out of this truth. So Lord willing, you Akim was edified, the elect thereof. And with that, I'd like to give all praises, glory, and honors to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Kakwadash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace, salutation, and blessings to the elect. Shalom.